All right, welcome to Morning Code and Coffee. Today we're going to be shuffling arrays. To keep things simple, I just went with the alphabet, first 8 letters. What's not commented out is just an example of how to make it easy on yourself if you're going to hard code an array of strings, right? So here, the easier way, which I just found out, is just put it all in one string and then treat the string as an array, right? Because then you can split it by whichever character you use, you can, whatever it is, but it's pretty common to use a comma. And the result is pretty awesome, right? So originally it would print as just one string, and now you can see in little array brackets, everything, each one is its own string separated by a comma, which has nothing to do with the comma up above. That's what I went with. And I say that because what I used to do is I was trying to hard code things, and I would do it like this, with 3 strings, not too bad. But if you're trying to do the entire alphabet or really anything like that, there's a quotes, comma, quotes, comma, quotes, comma. It just gets ridiculous. It takes a long time. This is a lot quicker. So I'd recommend this method over the hard coding. So what we have already is this array of strings. Now, what we're going to be doing is shuffling them around. There are a lot of applications I'm sure you can use this for. One that comes to mind is if you're coding a card game app and you have all the values, so 2 through 10, and then your face cards, and then the suits. Right, that would involve the nested loop. I'm trying to keep it simple, which is why we're just doing letters, but you could look that up. So what we have here is the for loop, and we are doing, instead of starting I at 0, we're going to be doing array.length -1, which actually gets us, because the length and the last indice are 1 apart, right? Because you start an indice in an array at 0, except the total length. So for example, this would have 8 indices, but the last one would be 7, right? Because you start at 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 is actually 8 values. So we start at array.length -1, and because we're starting high and going low, because we're decrementing, as you can see, we want to stop before we get to 0, because otherwise you just start getting a whole bunch of undefineds. Now, we know what this is going to be. It's starting at 7 and going to 0. And what we want to do is then find a random indice to compare it to and then swap it with. So we do k equals math.floor. And this order doesn't matter. The array.length can go after math.random because it's just multiplication. I don't know why I wrote it like that, but what you get is a random indice, and then it's floored, so you don't have any decimal. It's just an integer. And then below it, what we're doing is, this is the swapping bit. We're just doing a little destructuring, and we're just setting this first pair to the swapped pair. So we're just going to be swapping whatever's in this indice with whatever's in that indice, and it is entirely possible that you're going to be trying to swap the same value with itself, which doesn't cause any problems, but it is a possibility. Now, what we're going to be doing is console logging before and after the for loop, and we'll see what we get. Right, so up here we have in order, and then you can see below it's jumbled up, and that's it. You're done, except for the one little bit which when I first wrote this out, I was like, oh, I forgot the -1, and this is what you get. You get undefined, and if you count, there are actually 9 values here because it started outside of the array and then moved in with the value of I, right? So just make sure you have that -1 in there, and you're good to go. I hope you learned something. I haven't had too much coffee today, so if you are confused at all, leave a comment section below. I'll try to explain it there if you do have the questions. Otherwise, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.